sometimes you get these fleeting moments where the light is just doing something and you find this interesting subject and you compose a shot really quick. This is the kind of picture I'm having to do right now, just really doing it very quickly because the sun keeps coming in and out, and I had just enough time to wait for the sun to come back out. The light's kind of really nice right now, just before sunset. It's really beautiful light. I have one composition here. The more I go up on the trail, the more difficult it is to find this kind of subject, because the higher up there just seems to be less trees with leaves left on it. The lower I go into the valley and closer to the lake shore and at the bottom of the mountain, it seems to be more vibrant, more colors there. So I reckon there's not much to see further up. I'm gonna take this shot here, continue kind of further down. I have one more shot that I wanted to shoot, but I didn't really shoot it yet because I figured I'd come back to it. So I'm gonna take this picture here and then just check if it's all good. Quite like this picture. I like the color, how it plays against the darker background and the gray trees around it. So it's quite nice, and it seems like it just frames it up nicely. Obviously I could have perfected my composition a bit better, but I was kind of rushed because I couldn't find the window open enough for me to shoot straight at the tree without branches or leaves in the way. So this is the best vantage point I could find, and I didn't want to get closer to it because this is kind of what I like about telephoto lens, is when you kind of zoom in, it makes it more dramatic. So one tip I would recommend when you're using a telephoto lens is, if you have the space to back away from your subject and zoom in at utmost, it will actually emphasize it even more. But sometimes, depending on where you are, how much space you've got, you gotta work with what you got. So definitely something I would recommend. The light keeps getting good here, so I might just take one more here. Here we go. Just to have that in the back, you never know. It's good to take a few shots in case one of them is a bit soft. One can be a bit sharper. But I think I got the shot here. Right now I'm gonna just keep the camera on the tripod. Just walk a bit further down. I have a picture I want to take in mind, but I didn't take it going up because I thought, let me see what else is there when the light's still good, and I can get that picture after because it's always gonna be there. It's like nothing. I don't need light for that. But I think if this is it, I'm still really happy with the pictures I got today, and I'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe tomorrow it's kind of raining, so it might be not ideal for pictures. But if it is misty or kind of got that kind of conditions for it, it might be nice to come back and revisit some of these compositions in the mist. Would be really, really beautiful. But that's tomorrow, and I gotta finish off today and see what happens. But yeah, should be all good. I think I'm gonna experiment with one more shot here because it kind of piques my interest. I'm gonna see if there's a shot here. I mean, you got all these leaves here kind of mixing in with the foam. So I think it's quite interesting as a kind of an abstract shot. So definitely I'd like to grab one here. But since the water is kind of moving, I need to shoot at a fast enough shutter to kind of freeze the motion. So having to open up my ISO here to like at least 400, and that will give me probably sharp enough of a photo. And I'm all the way at zoomed in here. This is a really tight shot at like, you know, almost at 400mm. I think it's about 370, but I'm gonna zoom out a bit wider and just have a bit more of that subject. I think that's kind of good. Quite like the colors of this one. It's like abstract. Here we go. Well, I think I like this as my favorite shot of the day. Because there's something about it, the colors and the foam and all the leaves kind of mixed in on the water surface. So take one more shot, and I think that will be it. I think this is the one that I like the most. But yeah, I mean, I like all the pictures I shot today, but definitely this one has something special about it. After reviewing some of the images that I shot with this camera, with this lens on, I think it's fun to kind of challenge yourself to use a 100-400mm lens or a telephoto lens and just kind of stick with it throughout the day to do some photos. It'll challenge yourself to try to look closer and just challenge yourself to find compositions rather than count on like a wide angle lens sometimes. And it is fun to shoot with that, and I've always enjoyed shooting with a telephoto lens, and today kind of just reminded me why I like that so much. But I think by far my two favorite images out of the day would be the third one and the fourth one of the leaves with the kind of a foamy water just by the waterfall. Just something so minimal, so small, can be kind of interesting. It had this painterly effect to it. It's a bit more artistic, but it's still landscape, it's still nature. I don't mind experimenting and having failures because you learn from them. So I think for today, the sun seems to be kind of coming in and out. This might be the last photos of the day, but I already shot enough. I'm pretty happy. I'm gonna head down, and I still have one more day here. Maybe I'll find something tomorrow while it's raining. If it's misty, it could be nice to come back and revisit some of these places that I shot today and see if I can improve on the shots. But yeah, it was definitely fun. So I do recommend you guys challenging yourself and stick to one lens for a whole day and use a telephoto lens or some other lens you have in your kit. You can mix it up, you know. All right, so sorry. It's always so embarrassing when people come sneaking behind you. Yeah, but I was done anyway, so definitely gonna pack up now and see what the rest of the day brings. Peace, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and if you have any questions about anything I did in the video or some of the kit that I use or the filter that I've been using, do leave me a comment. I don't mind comments and I like answering them. So yeah, see you guys next time.